And on the way home, I had YouTube on my phone, and I was listening to the beginning of the Satsang tonight, or for me tonight, for you in the morning. And when you were talking with Robert, I was I was really tuned into what you were saying, and there was this arguing going on in my head while you were talking. I don't remember specifically what it was, but every time you would say something, and there's somebody going, "Oh yeah, right. Oh sure, yeah, right. I don't think so." You know, that kind of complaining voice. The doubter. I guess it's the doubter. There's a real doubter in me, and I'm exposing that. I guess. I guess I want. What I was thinking was at least I was hearing what you were saying, because sometimes when you're talking and you're really laying out the Advaita, like, okay, here it is. There's some part of me that just goes, I don't know where, like off to lunch or something, like there's this noise that starts and I can't hear it, I can't hear it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like you're speaking Martian or something. But at least I was hearing it. The doubter was yelling in the background, but at least I could hear you enough to know, oh wow, I'm hearing him and somebody's yelling. So I wanted to put that out there. And the other thing I wanted to expose is that it has seemed to be harder to maintain the awareness and the observer state in the last few days. There have been a lot of appearances, a lot of kind of big ones, good ones, with my mother's birthday, and that was all very exciting. And then the next day she had some infection, she had to go to the hospital. It was like, this extreme contrast. And then all the incidents that happened here in Orlando, and it was just like, oh my God. So a lot of intensity of appearances, and my ability to observe was sort of non-existent for a while. And then I noticed today things got quieter, and when I started to go back into the awareness of awareness place, it just seems so dull and boring. Like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want life is better, things are calmer, and do I really want to go all the way here? It's so quiet and boring. So I wanted to expose that to you as well, and to see what you had to say about that part of it. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
So, let's just see where we pick up from. One thing that I want to start with is this whole seeing that this doubter is there, saying everything, which is being shared in satsang, is going, yeah, right, as if he just makes it sound as if it's cheesecake or something so simple. Like this. But it is important, it is very good that you are able to say that there's this voice in me which is speaking like this, which is vastly different from saying that I was saying, yeah, right, I was feeling like this is not true. So already there's a lot of space in that. So many times, especially in A Course in Miracles, people say, if you spot it, you got it. Of course, that's used in a different context. But here, if you spot it, then it is, you drop it. The spotting of it as separate from the reality of what you are. You see that there's a doubter there which is speaking. You see, you're not saying that I am doubting. Already that is very beautiful. You see, because the identity with it is dissolving. And although it might still have some sense of power, that is reducing. It is no longer that strong, that powerful, that it seems like it is I. You see? So all of these are the attributes of the pretend I. The doubter, the checker, the reporter, all of these, the same pretend I have these attributes. And it's very good that you're able to spot like this and say that, earlier it was so strong that as you would speak, it would just seem like I am distracted or I am doubting everything that you're saying, therefore not able to hear. Today, what was happening is that something was really hearing, you see, something that means was being recognized directly, and yet the mind was trying to resist it by coming as the doubter and saying whatever, it can come up with any sort of doubt. So it's very good actually. For me, it's a good report that you're able to see that there's this voice, which is the same voice, the voice of the mind, playing in different roles, the doubter, the proclaimer, the reporter, the checker. All of these are the variants of the one ego. And now you're able to spot it as if it's just a voice which is appearing, just like any other appearance. And that already you see that you are not it. There's a voice here which is claiming to have this separate identification, but it's losing its power because you say, I'm able to hear what you're saying. Something is assimilating that, and yet this guy keeps saying something or the other to get in the way.
When I hear you, I feel happy to hear that you consider that progress. And at the same time, there's this sadness that comes up while you're talking.
What is the message with the sadness? Is it just an energetic sadness or there's some story also with it?
I think it's an energetic sadness. And I've been trying to figure it out. I'm a therapist, that's my job, right? I figure out my own issues, but I don't think there's a story connected to it. It's just this energetic sadness.
It can be that something feels like is the end of the, the play with the mind, or something feels like the end of an era of some sort of playing as Lucia or something like this. So if it's just energetic, best to just leave it to release itself. See, just the same with joy. Just to let it come and let it go. Not to get attached to any interpretation of it. You see, I know I keep harping on the same point over and over again. So that's all I got actually, to be honest. Because that's the only trouble I see. Which is not, ultimately even that is not trouble, I know. But just that here how it plays is very directly to look at the source of our pretend separation. And I don't see it in the energetic movement. I don't see it in emotion, sensation. I don't see it in the actions that are coming through the body, actions and reactions. I only see this pretense coming from this identification with the thoughts, the belief in our thoughts.